The
Shout
first
out.
person we're bringing in is named Waffles.
Hello, Waffles. Welcome to the show.
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me.
So, Waffles, where are you from today?
I am coming from Finland.
Oh.
Northern
Oh,
Finland,
nice.
Actually. Just so you know, we don't all sound like Swedish or Knut.
Well,
actually.
yeah, no, I know. You have your own accent. We just, yeah.
Yes.
We don't know.
thankfully.
I don't know enough Finnish people.
What do you need
Alright, so-
advice for?
I am 28 years old, dude. I am
Same.
very shy. As I am cripplingly shy. I would say almost like very in a sense. But I have been diagnosed recently with ADHD and some, we in Finland have the Asperger's diagnosis still in use, so I have that one. But I need your advice on how do I get over the abject terror of rejection I have. I have never been on a date. I have never asked anyone out. I have never done anything like that. I feel like an alien in romantic life in that way. I feel like I need a play by play or I need like an earpiece or something when I go out and socialize. I work fine in small talk and all that shit, but everything else is terrifying to me.
So I know, like, when you're autistic, there's different types of therapy you can do to overcome these kinds of things. Have you ever looked into anything like that?
Well, I have been in different types of therapy for over 10 years, going on 12 years in lately this year. So I've done, I usually went to, for many years, I went to a nurse, a psychiatric nurse who we kind of talked about these things. And I've been on action therapy, like cognitive, well, not cognitive, but action-based therapy, like something that were practical therapy for
Has
a
it
little
has it
while.
has it helped you at all? This kind of
Not yet in these things. It has helped in other ways, but I feel like this is something that is hard to breach, because even though you can sort of rehearse it and all that, it's never the same thing, and all the advice is mostly about the confidence and self-esteem. And I don't know, it feels very non-physical, non-practical in that sense. Like you gotta be confident, you gotta do these things. And I know
sure.
Hasan
It's
will
very
wants,
vague. What does that mean?
yeah, like I need like step 1, step 2, step 3,
Okay.
something like that.
So there's a couple different things. Do you want me to? Can I step in here really quick?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So there's a couple different things. One, you talked about ADHD, which obviously I'm sure you're. I mean, you can get medication for, and also on top of that, like I'm sure the people that you're talking to are probably suggesting like having a structured, regimented life, which is very helpful for someone like myself, at least. Like the way I deal with my ADHD is certainly creating structures and healthy habits. But other than that, as far as like overcoming social anxiety, obviously I can't speak for autism and how much of a role that factors in. I'm sure it does a lot. But one thing that I did to overcome social anxiety when I was younger, and I still go through this every now and then, was I exercise it like a muscle. And what I mean by that is that your fear of rejection is not something you can get over unless you just get rejected a lot. And that's the unfortunate reality. And ultimately, you will get better in that process of being able to talk to strangers over and over again and getting rejected in a lot of those circumstances where it absolutely will help you realize that it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a problem. And that more people are stuck in their own heads and have the exact same kinds of anxieties and fears that you're experiencing. And they're too busy with those kinds of fears in a social setting to recognize the things that you're doing that are weird. You know what I mean? Because that's one of the things that people are afraid of. It's like, oh man, Am I sweating too much? Am I being really weird right now? Are they noticing that I'm being weird right now? And in most circumstances, they don't. I'll go so far as say that I used to have such like I don't even know if this is called social anxiety, but like I was so anxious that I couldn't wear glasses. I was so anxious that I couldn't wear a hat when I was younger. Where I unironically thought like people are gonna look at me and go, "Why the fuck's that dude wearing glasses outside?" Like that's the degree that I like overthought these sorts of things. The only way that I was able to get over it was by talking to people all the fucking time, no matter what, even if it hurt, even if it made me, even if I was fearful. And that is unfortunately in my opinion, the best way to get over that and seeing it almost like a muscle that you have to train.
Yeah, it's
Then there's no hope. The truth is, what do you think's more the problem? Is it the like not knowing what to say in a social conversation? Like, let's say you're on a date, you're sitting across from a lady. I'm assuming
yeah,
you're heterosexual.
you're going too far already. I don't know how to get on one. That's one
Okay,
of the-
but like theoretically, let's just
Yeah.
say we've got the date. We're sitting across from you. Are you afraid that you don't know how to engage in the conversation? I mean, or you have conversations in the world, right?
Yeah, I have. I'm not, I don't think I am kind of, the problem is I am sort of, I can work with people. I can kind of put on, masking. I can be like present myself as a normal person, but all my everything I usually have social life is I have long-term acquaintances. I don't have friends in that
Right.
sense. I have a few friends, God bless them, they are awesome and who have been with me since high school or earlier. But after high school, I kind of haven't really, I am not able to, keep up with people. It's probably fear of rejection and also a little bit of the ADHD. I'm a bit too comfortable in being spending time by myself. So it's hard for me to, call someone and go like, hey, want to hang out?
So why did you have a lot of friends, or why do you still have long-term relationships that you cultivated in high school though? It's repetition, right? Like you were around them, you were forced to be in a situation where you were around them, and obviously that shows that your personality is not the problem, or you're not the problem in that situation. You just haven't been in a situation where you're around a lot of people where you can, slowly but surely cultivate relationships, right?
It's probably you're right. It's just very hard to get past that barrier of low self-esteem and confidence.
Well, it's a
and
vicious
shit in
cycle,
that.
right? You kind of just the more you retreat, the worse your self-esteem becomes.
Indeed, and it's kind of like if I go to a bar and my friend is egging me on to go talk to someone, I'm kind of like I get very paralyzed because I don't know. It's very weird. It's weird thinking that someone would want something from me. It's kind of you gotta convince yourself. It feels like delusion in that
I'll
sense.
be honest, even me to this day, I still struggle to pick people up in person. Most of my interactions through my life have been through online dating apps, to be honest, and like conversations that started on Tinder or something like that to break the ice. And like, because you almost in person, you kind of, you make you're so vulnerable because you really don't know what's going on the other side. But online in messaging and whatnot, you're able to kind of figure out if it's mutual. With Tinder, it's so easy because they swipe right on you, and it's
Yeah, and that's kind of interesting thing about that is that I don't know. I've never been very in as a cishet male. I have never been very comfortable expressing any desire or interest in people in that sense because it's the fear of rejection and also the fear of making someone uncomfortable in that sense, and it's kind of those rules are no rules, but those kinds of social cues are very vague, and it's very terrifying in that sense. And it's kind of course it comes from training, repeating, exercising that muscle. But I'm kind of, because I'm starting so late, or if I started now it would be so late that I'm
No,
afraid
no.
that it'll all be kind
Yeah,
of.
there-
No,
no such
It's
thing.
never. There's no such thing as too late.
And so what I want to go back to is like moments in your life where you were already cultivating successful relationships, even if you were in a really complicated social situation, social setting like high school. So you clearly were able to successfully develop relationships with people around you in a situation like high school where many people haven't. Like, you know what I mean? You already overcame that. You already succeeded in that situation. Going to a bar in a large group setting like that is not for everybody. I would go so far as to say that it is advanced level shit. So don't worry about that at all. Work to your strengths. And I think that Austin is correct. Dating apps could be really helpful in
Have you tried
creating a
dating app?
one-on-one setting with someone that you're interested in. Are you on dating apps?
Yeah, I use Tinder, but it's very much. I'm very slow on my moves, so I go like 10 messages and then I either lose interest or don't have anything to say, or I'm too paralyzed to ask anyone out in that sense.
Wait, you
and
get
I,
so you get matches on Tinder?
No, it's I get some matches, but I'm also. It takes me a lot of effort to just say hi.
Dude,
in
you
that
get
sense.
action on Tinder. You're in the door.
Yeah,
How would you rate
exactly.
yourself
It's
on
the hardest
attractiveness
thing,
on-
yeah.
I mean, for guys to get the match, that's the hard part.
Yeah.
How do you rate yourself on physical attractiveness 1 to 10?
I am smack dab average, like a
Average is
if-
all you
if-
need,
if-
bro.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah, if it's like
Look at
one
me.
1 to 10, yeah, it's like 1 to 10. From
Who's
1
better
to
looking,
10,
me or
I'm
you?
a 5.
Who's better looking, me or you?
You know, I can't answer that in a fair way. No,
It's
It's
okay,
kinda-
bro.
You
It's,
already
it's
did
so-
when you said that, bro.
no, but it's like, yeah,
Dude,
I
you
don't-
got it. You're getting matches. And
Yeah.
chatting on the Tinder's a great way to start. I mean,
It's how I started.
you're not face to face, it's kind of low stress compared to in person. I would definitely start there, man. Just chat them up,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, chat them up.
Yeah,
And you know what,
it's-
man? This is what I think. When you're on Tinder and you're like, God, I'm so nervous. I can't, I don't know what to say. I want to ask them out, but I don't know. Just fucking do it. What are they going to say? No? Then who cares? Then they don't want to go out with you, and that's fine. Then you move on. You have to get comfortable with rejection because we all get rejected. Hasan, look at Hasan. He is like
All the time.
he looks like he's what personifies Chad and like sexiness, and he gets rejected. Look, Hasan's not my type.
And very
You know what I mean?
famously,
Like-
I mean, if you've been in here long enough, you heard the Cara Delevingne story. Like, there's just like there's a lot of instances like that where people just don't, and we match, and I think like, oh, this is perfect, and then it doesn't. There's nothing that comes out of that, and it happens.
It happens to everybody. To
Yeah, it's-
everybody.
I would chat for a little bit, a couple days. If there's some, just don't ask them out right away. I mean, I've been married for so long now. I've never even used Tinder, but just chat them up for a couple days. If the conversation's still going, just ask them out. I wouldn't ask them out right away.
Yeah, no.
But the
Don't shoot
fact
from
that-
the hip.
Is it
The
like
fact
a-
that you're having matches on Tinder is
It's
you're
good,
there,
really
bro.
good.
Yeah, it's apparently okay. It's just yeah, it's
May I suggest
I-
upgrading to Tinder Gold?
I gotta try that.
You
probably.
should. I'm serious. Like it gives you more super likes. You can expand your. I'm not even sponsored by Tinder. I just think it's great. If you're hitting the internet market, you know what I mean. I think it's great. I'm not. It's not an
Also,
ad.
What's he gonna do? Date a Norwegian?
No,
God
you never
forbid.
know, right? The world is your oyster. Why would you limit
Well-
yourself to Finland? You know what I mean?
It's
Well, also, have you seen these devices where they just swipe like 100 times a second? So you might want to get one of those as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
I live
An auto swipe.
the-
Yeah, there you go.
One problem is that I actually live so kind of like at such a backwoods place that I have probably swiped on everyone.
That's the issue. That's another
Oh.
problem, man. Where you
Yeah.
live, like I know so many people. Like my friend, he could not get laid in college. We're from Oregon. We went to college in Oregon. He could not get laid, and he moved to Florida. And this guy every night, different girl every night. And I think geographically where you're located has a lot to do with what happens.
Yeah,
Um,
but it's 0%. I mean, you're in Finland, so like obviously it's a little different, but like there's 0% chance that you have like seen every eligible person that you could be interested in being in a relationship with in your
Of
proximity. It's
Yeah,
like physically impossible unless you're in Iceland, in which case they're all your cousins. So GG's on that.
yeah, but you have an app for that. So in Iceland, of course, to know
Yeah,
that.
this
But,
is true. There's literally an
Wait,
application.
there's an app in Iceland to
Yes.
determine whether you're related or
You
not.
think this is a joke, but it's not a joke. Yes.
But yeah, I
That's
want
awesome.
to kind of, I want to before I probably leave the room for other chatters. I wanted to kind of go for that. Is it the because you Ethan said that it takes 2 days. You know, like talk to them for a few days or something. Do people go like, hey, wanna grab a coffee someday or something? Is it really that only? Is
Yes.
it like you don't elaborate
Yes.
anything?
It's
Yes,
literally that simple.
It's like,
Yeah.
hey, do you want to go grab coffee sometime?
Yeah.
Would you
I
want to
would
go grab
I would
coffee?
recommend
I
for a
know.
first date, which would be really nice, is like, hey, let's get go to a nice place where you can get a coffee, go take a walk through a park or something, and just see if you guys connect in person. Yeah, that's it. I mean, you're really just trying to meet them and see if there's chemistry. You can take them for a meal, you could take them for a coffee, but I think women, or when you're trying to court someone, they like kind of a public setting. They
Yes.
like when it's not super committal, so it's like they don't feel trapped. So I think the coffee date is a perfect setting to meet someone.
I would second
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I think with eating dates, are a little bit more intimidating. I feel like there's more pressure
Yeah.
with eating dates. Where with coffee, you can sit and sip your drink and talk, and it's more conversational than a dinner. There's too much going on at a dinner. I think first date, Ethan's correct. Coffee date.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a I can see that, and it's just usually I just get into my head so easily in that sense that I kind of start questioning every move so hard that it kind of falls apart before I get to that point. So it's just hard to be.
There's no easy solution here for you. I'm sorry to say. You just gotta do it, And if you're looking for like a partner, actually, if you're looking for someone to, build a life with,
Yeah.
just be genuine. The thing is, like, be thoughtful, listen, be nice, ask questions, be engaged with them. Just be genuinely interested in who they are, and try not to talk too much about yourself. I would say more listen to them and try to engage with them and be interested with them.
Yeah. People
And
love to hear themselves speak.
it's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes when you're nervous and you just want to feel like you're doing conversation, but I think it's good to um, let that person know that you're interested, that you're listening, that you're a nice person, and that's pretty much all you can do at the end
Yeah.
of the day.
All right. That's yeah. I just think I need to try to run into a brick wall for for the first few times just to get over it. But
But
yeah,
you're
Klein,
not. You're
I can-
probably not even going to run into a brick wall. I mean, yes, there will definitely be failures, but that is how you learn and that's how you get better. And also,
Don't take rejections personally either. You know what I mean? Don't get in your head about rejection. Don't go down that slippery slope of being like, oh, they don't, it must be something wrong with, no, there's nothing wrong with you. I would venture to say most interactions between people that are going down that romantic road don't work out. That's what I would venture to say. I can speak from personal experience. Most of the time that if I were to engage in a discussion like that, most of those haven't gone or materialized into anything. So you have to understand that you're not the only one in that, and it's not a you problem. It's just the human condition.
Yeah, it's for me it's just hard to be very laissez-faire about it in that sense, and it's very hard to when you're in that moment. It's hard to realize that and
Do you talk to a therapist about why you take rejection so hard? Because that's probably something to sort out with the therapist too.
well, it's probably very related to the ADHD in that sense. It has been very common for many people to have that problem about rejection being especially painful. It's a lot of people talk about rejection sensitive dysphoria in that sense. But
Hmm.
yeah, I don't want to waste your time anymore in that sense. So
You're
Well,
not
just
wasting
remember,
your
dude. Just remember, you're gonna fucking die like pretty soon, you know, in the universal scale. So I
Yeah,
mean, none of this
that's true.
fucking matters. So some random girl rejecting you when you're on your deathbed, you're not even gonna remember her.
Yeah.
All
Not
right, but
forget your deathbed in like, you know, 3
In
months.
a
You're not even
week,
gonna
you're
remember
gonna
her.
not remember that at all. And
Well,
the more you get
Yeah,
rejected, the more you get rejected, the less important it's going to feel. Take those, you know, this is so cheesy, but take those losses as a lesson and see the positive in that, because you're like, well, I'm
bro,
learning. I'm
Yeah, but
let me
learning
tell you something.
and I'm developing thick skin.
Hang on, I got something for you. The star Betelgeuse is 400, the size of 400 million suns. Have you heard of that star?
yeah.
You know about Betelgeuse? Betelgeuse.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
400 million suns, bro, and you care about being rejected?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so
It's
big, dude.
yeah. It's but that's just I know it's cowardice, but what can you
Our
do?
sun
No,
is
you're
going
not
to
a coward.
explode, bro. In like 6 billion years, our sun is going to explode and engulf the whole fucking galaxy, dude. Your rejection
Yes.
will be
Ethan, you're
I
giving
think
him
I
an
will.
existential crisis on top
I
of.
think I will go get another drink here, but but yeah, but before I leave, I just wanted to say thank you for the mods. They were absolutely great, and how they worked this stuff around and did everything very very clearly. So
Yeah.
and
No, they're great.
thank you guys, thank you all, and have a good one.
But
You
it's
got
not
this.
cowardice. Don't forget, it's not cowardice. It is perfectly natural to feel the feelings that you feel. Stop saying it's cowardice, okay? I would go so far as to say it's simply inexperience, okay? That's it. And the best way to effectively combat that is by gaining experience, you know, exposure therapy. You got to fucking overcome it by doing it and doing it with everyone. Just like talk to people, force yourself to be more social, even if it's a platonic conversation. You know what I mean? And
Oh, for
ultimately,
sure,
you're
yeah.
just going to get better at talking to people.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
I
my
would-
friend.
Thank
yeah,
you,
take care,
Waffles.
bud. Good luck.
Thank you. Bye.